Holler if you hear me, and welcome to this week's edition of Luke Covers, because, well, the incoming failure of the Snow White live-action remake is continuing to try and desperately avoid that iceberg they're going to hit with all the little last-minute swerves, all of the iceberg right ahead, all of the desperately trying to pump more coal into that engine to make it work so that they can dodge. But nope, they're going to hit that iceberg, and Leo and Kate are going to be there on the poop deck to watch it all happen. And there's going to be some YouTubers out there who are going to have a good time playing some makeshift soccer with those chunks of the iceberg going on up over there. Oh yeah. But what is the latest attempt to try and do the dodge that will not happen? Well, it's now a new trailer that they're basically trying to go, and all of a sudden, for a movie whose first major publicity nightmare from Rachel Zegler was her talking about how problematic the first film was and how it was weird for the prince to go after Snow White that way, now they've got a new trailer that is desperately trying to go and invoke all the good times of Disney. But nope, those good times have been dead. They're more dead than Jennifer Lawrence's career. So we're going to be saying a no to that, since they desperately were editing around Rachel Zegler and all the comments she would make if she was not contained in her commentary stupidity by trying to mention how great this film is and how much it is a respectful version of the original. The fact that they went out of their way to go and do, in this new trailer, shot-for-shot comparisons of the Evil Queen with the cottage of the dwarves, with everything else involving the apple and the witch and everything else. Whistle while you're working, dancing around. Yeah, her little Snow White there in the cottage, while at the same time, literally in the trailer, her dancing around as they dance around the clip that got leaked of her telling the dwarves how to go and take care of their own property. Yeah, because that's really what's going to be what the people want to see in this movie. But then again, remember, this is an example of what happens when that little studio is desperately trying to do a 180 with a movie that they made thinking they were all cocksure about how this movie is going to wind up being something that'll be a reflection of how the world revolves around us and our politics and our views and all that. Only for that very recent election to go and show, oh yeah, not only does the world not revolve around you, Hollywood, the world really, at the end of the day, does not really like you that much at all. Yes, it's almost like, the tagline for the movie Clerks. Remember that one that said, just because they serve you doesn't mean they like you? Well, just because you're Hollywood doesn't mean we like you. In fact, we despise you, and we also don't even respect you. That's a little something that we also should bring up. And, well, I'll say when it comes to surprises, it surprises me in modern Disney that they allowed a straight white guy to direct this film, because when looking at the trailer, you also get to see Mark Webb, the brilliant auteur behind such things as the Amazing Spider-Man movies, because nothing says a good choice for director, whether it's a walking inclusivity hire or not, to go and have the idea, and think it's a good idea, to hire the director of The Amazing Spider-Man 2 and also 500 Days of Summer, because yeah, there's a guy who's really qualified to bring that Disney magic to life. Then again, these films are so generated by politically correct dogma and by a bunch of callow special effects that really you might as well not even bother hiring directors for this. Just go and do some new detail where it's just all a crew. And even then, if they actually have anything like sets or anything like actual actors on stage, you might as well just ignore it and have whoever's the special effects supervisor be the director on this. This is one of those kind of movies, I would say. And I would definitely agree to that, and I bet probably a lot of other people would agree to that about what this movie is really, truly like in its, ugly little details of completely mechanical filmmaking that's not even really meant to be any kind of thing other than a product of what the Disney Corporation is telling you to like as opposed to actually entertaining. You are supposed to be a company that's entertaining people. And what's funny is that for the same Hollywood machine that lives for leftist commie dogma and all that, they really seem as people who also passionately hate Ayn Rand in every way that's possible. They seem to really enjoy the ideas that you would see in Ayn Rand's work, like in particular The Fountainhead, when, good old Howard Rourke in that story goes on and on about making his work as an architect for himself, that it's his work done his way, and that entertaining the masses and giving the people what they want do not matter to him. Which is a very interesting little detail to remember when it comes to how modern Disney and modern Hollywood continues to ignore what people vote on liking or disliking with their wallets as much as they vote with their ballots. And yet, they continue to plow ahead and do their movies their way, and that is all that seems to matter to them. That sort of hypocrisy is something I very much, or something I'd like you all to remember. Yes, you can go and track down either, for the sake of brevity, look up either Ayn Rand's For the New Intellectual and go to the quotes from The Fountainhead that talks about that, or hell, just go to the very first chapter of The Fountainhead itself and you'll see what it is I mean by the people who despise anybody that have views against collectivism, and yet at the same time definitely adopt the Howard Rourke way of working at the world, where all that matters is, my work done my way and all that. But remember, if these people did not have double standards, they would have no standards at all. And whatever it is that's going to cover their ass, people that are weak-willed, people that are the mystics of the mind, they are going to do anything they can and say anything they can to try and protect themselves from the consequences of their own stupidity. Because, like every other left-wing socialist regime, it's going to collapse in on itself, and much like what my great-grandmother loved to see with the fall of Soviet Russia in 1991, you're going to see the fall of something even more tyrannical in Soviet Russia come the release of Snow White. And that's not my opinion, I know I'm right. So I want to thank you all for watching. Subscribe so my channel hits 10,000 subs. Become a member today and shop my art store at the second link below, where you can buy my art or commission me, or you can support me directly there with a donation. So, until then, felines, slam it, lick it, suck it, and see you, Space Cowboy.